Today we're going to talk about the recalls on the 4xe. There's been a lot of comments on people charging, what mode should they run in, a lot of different questions about how to navigate through the recalls. If you watch our other videos, you know that we are potentially under 3 different recalls depending on what year vehicle you have, if it's a Grand Cherokee, if it's a Wrangler or what. So you're likely potentially under 3 different recalls. They're all likely going to be under the battery risk recall, which is the one we're going to talk about. So how do you navigate through these recalls? Well, for one is anytime a recall comes out and we've shared it, make sure that the recall is populated into the system before you search your VIN and say you're safe or not safe. How to navigate through it. So Jeep tells you specifically, park it away from your home and don't charge it. The risk is greatly increased when you have your battery charged. That's when the batteries can heat up. This separation between cells can cause this arcing and then cause a fire. Let's talk about charging for a second. In fact, speaking of charging, I want to show you guys something. This is a power bank. So we are always on the go. We are always doing videos, charging phones. For that matter, if you got a family, you know everyone's jonesing for how to charge their next device. This thing has 60,000 milliamp hours. I can actually charge my MacBook from this thing on top of multiple different USBs, and it can even be charged. This can be charged even via solar, and it's kind of cool. It does have this light on it if for whatever reason you need some light out in the field. Maybe you're in your Jeep, maybe you need help, pun intended, but you know, maybe if you're on the side of the road. At any rate, this thing it's going to give me a seizure, but awesome device. This is not your typical power pack that you just charge your phone off of. You can charge your phone multiple times, multiple phones, charge your laptop. It'll tell you how much charge is coming in, how much charge is coming out. Does a phenomenal job, guys. I'll drop a link below. But this, I've been living with this for a few weeks in real life, and it's really awesome because I throw it in the back of the car or whatever, and if I need a charge and I'm on the go, it's always there. And the amount of power, the amount of times you can charge your typical phone or device is huge. So check it out. I want to give them a shout out, but this thing it's pretty inexpensive for what it is. I give it 2 thumbs up. So back to charging your 4xe. I wouldn't do it. My personal opinion is don't charge it. It's not worth the risk for your home, your Jeep, whatever. Listen, there's people all over the internet being like, I'm charging, go for it. If it were me and you were going to charge it, I guess I wouldn't post it all over the internet. Heaven forbid there was a fire. Your insurance company might look at you and say, you've posted it on all these pages that you're charging, knowing that Jeep said don't charge it. Listen, I'm not saying what's on the internet is gold and what you share is going to pin you down, but I wouldn't give any insurance company any reason to not want to pay out on a vehicle claim. So if it were me, for one, I just wouldn't charge. The other thing we're seeing is, well, I'm going to charge 110 or level 1 versus level 2. It's not the speed of the charge. It's the fact that the battery has a charge. Chevrolet had the Chevy Bolt a little while ago, and they had a similar issue where batteries were catching fire. Now, a Chevy Bolt is 100% electric, so they didn't have a choice as far as how to, like we have a choice. We can drive it under a gasoline power. They did not, so they were telling their customers, or I think there was even a software that was put into these vehicles to only charge to a certain percentage, because again, the higher the charge, the higher the risk for this fire. So again, it's not how fast, it's not level 1 versus level 2, it's being charged that increases the risk. So don't charge. Now the other thing I'm seeing is, people are saying, how do I drive in only gas mode, or should I not drive in hybrid mode? Should I drive in electric mode? Well, can I charge via e-save? So let me clear the air with this. The 4xe is always a hybrid. Even if the battery is dead, it's always a hybrid. I'm seeing people make comments about drive it in only gas mode. There is no such thing as only gas mode on the 4xe. Even with a dead battery, you'll notice when you start from stop signs or you're coming downhill, it shuts off, right? It goes into hybrid mode. Sure, it's less than if the battery is charged, but it's still a hybrid. So really what mode you drive in is kind of irrelevant. I'm just leaving mine in hybrid mode. If you use e-save, which is fine. It'll just force it into gas, but again, it's going to do that anyway because the battery is dead. Make sure you have, in my opinion, make sure you have it turned off so you're not e-save charging. Because again, you're putting power back into that battery. No matter how the battery gets charged, it doesn't matter whether it's from your e-save, whether it's from 110 or 220, the battery's getting charged. You don't want the battery to be charged. That is the key here. I don't know how it gets it. You don't want the battery to be charged. Regenerative braking. Do I ride with people who are turning off the regenerative braking? I don't think that really matters, and I'm going to tell you why. Regenerative braking, whether that button's on or not, you still always have regenerative braking on this vehicle. There is a portion of that pedal, it is a mesh system, a combined brake system. There's a portion of that pedal, when you're on the brakes, it's not actually hydraulic to the pads yet. There's an early portion, so whether you're on regenerative or you're using the pedal, you still always have that regenerative braking going back to the battery. And when I say when on regenerative, I mean the max regen button. So I think the amount of power that's coming from the max regen to your battery is minuscule, and you're really doing the same either way, whether you use the max regen button or use the pedal. So I personally think the max regen button, I wouldn't overthink that. It's never gonna put that much power back into your Jeep battery. I suppose if you were coming down a mountain for 4 miles, maybe it would build back up, but I think the risk there is minimal. I don't think the max regen button really plays any role in your danger. My opinion, the real key here is do not charge it. That's what Jeep is telling us. Jeep is not telling us not to drive it. They are telling us don't charge it and park it away from our homes, so when it's parked, if something were to happen, you don't have any property damage. Chris Hall, I saw he put a video out from our 4xe fans page. He does also a great job. We did a live video all about 4xes, I guess it's probably a year ago. We connected just last week and said we should do another live video, maybe another Q&A. It was almost 2 hours long. You can look at it on our feed here. And we had a lot of great comments about the content and about our videos together. But Chris Hall did a video, and I think he called it Recall Palooza. At some point you just kind of got to laugh. Someone else made the comment on the page, I'm not here to bash Jeep. And we're not either. We're certainly not bashing Jeep. In fact, we posted yesterday that Toyota has a recall on 200,000 vehicles for catastrophic engine failure. No one is immune from recalls. I say it, I'll die on that hill, I get it. But we just thought we'd explain how you navigate through this. So right now, the recall is there. You know if your VIN is in the recall. This is for the fire risk one anyway. You know if your VIN, the battery fire risk one, you know if your VIN's in the recall. Now what we have to do is we have to wait. I see dealers saying, bring it in for an inspection. Unless there's something actually wrong, or you have a check engine light, or you have a noticeable issue, I don't know that there's anything to inspect. I don't know that your dealership can see anything, can do what they want, plug it in. It's not going to, you're not going to learn anything from it. We're waiting for the fix to see what it is. As we said before, I don't think software fix is going to take care of this one, but we'll see. As always, thanks for watching. If you've got questions about the recall, chime in below. We'll be sure to answer them. If you're not on our 4xe enthusiast page, check it out. We've got 30 some odd thousand members on there. A lot of great content on there. You can see our pinned posts, and definitely check out this. All kidding aside, this camera I'm using right now has been charged from this. My MacBook's been charged from this. It is power on the go. It's light. This thing only weighs, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds. Probably not even that. But this thing's great. It'll even show you remaining time, your power in, power out. You can actually charge it fairly quickly depending on what kind of power input you've got. You've also got, you can charge it via solar. So it works really well. So if you're like me and you're always looking for a plug to get your stuff charged, check it out. We'll drop the link below. Guys, we'll see you on the next video, and thanks for watching.